we're live. Oh, but when so some of us are in some weird spots just because one of our players is right now driving, so their screen is turned off. So just excuse where we're placed. Sarah's actually a dungeon master tonight. Surprise.
Hey, Swin.
I gave her no notes, so have fun. But all right, yeah. So welcome back to Nerdy Playbook. Echoes Bahamut, Ep.9. I think we're gonna start actually getting to some traction here this episode. Before we begin, usual notes. First off, at our about page, I accidentally must have been removed from this one. We are still doing for the rest of the year the charity for the Trevor Project, helping LGBTQA+. If you want to go on there, it also has a link of what the Trevor Project is, what you do, what happens when you donate. We do have a few rewards as far as our own stream is concerned. First off, $5 or more, message either on Twitch or Instagram. The links are on there, and I will create an NPC in the game of parameters reasonably of your liking. And then if you are very generous and you want to spend about $100, if it's a game that at least 4 of us can play, we'll get together and we'll do a pretty lengthy stream, call you out and stuff like that, and it'll be fun. Even if it's just $1, it makes a big deal. If you go to the About page, just click on the picture and it'll take you right to it. Other than that, as I've been saying in the previous streams, Twitch only holds videos for so long, so for both campaigns, 1.5 and this one, campaign 3, first 2 episodes have been deleted off of Twitch. I can't keep them on there. Twitch doesn't allow it. But if you need to catch up, or if you want to watch campaign 1 or 2, they are on YouTube. Same name, The Nerdy Playbook. I'm also slowly putting them on Spotify under the same name, so check them out. With that being said, let us begin.
Sometimes they're stupid like that, where like if you don't check in like X amount of time after.
We're live.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later. Last we left off, let me just fix the map. Last we left off, you decided to head towards the job that was requested of you to investigate a person who's been taking lives of people who have a certain kind of wealth. People who have what you can assume have claimed things that don't belong to them but are of huge monetary value. You make it to the first house in the northern village that takes up one of the center houses. As it's kind of quarantined in, you are able to convince the guards that you have a right to be here. As you head in, you do notice place is kind of trash, but looks like it's done purposely. You do find the bodies on the ground being held together, but it looks like it was the way that the murderer intended. With writing on the wall, Pop Quiz. Does anybody remember what the writing said?
4 down, 3 to go.
Three to
Written in
go.
blood.
Very good.
What up?
All right. So, with that being the last thing you've seen, that's where we left off. So, you're in this lavish house. The house itself is decorated with it very much has a more of an Asian architecture to it. Very very simple, flat all the way around. A lot of open space. Tables are low to the ground. Piece of artwork. It looks like some of it is slashed. Most of the artwork is canvas, so you can see how it actually was torn. Maybe by like what looks kind of like the way it was kind of cut was maybe by like what looks like a similar style to like a claw dagger, where it almost doesn't make a clean cut of the way that the actual canvas is being bent as it's being cut, as if it's almost like being grabbed. But you can kind of see where some of the reports kind of come in. So far, what's already been kind of decided, but not fully confirmed, is it looks like, other than the main items that were stolen, the rest of the stuff is just thrown away, either as a sense of anger or just, I'm going to trash this place to make it look like it's a simple robbery, but the locals figured it out. So, there are a total of 4 different gathering rooms, a suite, 2 washrooms, and that's it. So, what would you like to do?
What do the bodies look like? Does it look like they were stabbed a bunch of times? Does there strangulation on them?
So the report specifically tells you that they were stabbed. If you want to look further, you can. Currently, right now, like looking at it without touching it, they're like literally almost holding each other, so you can't see the male's right side and the female's left side, and you can't see their torsos.
Okay. I'd like to look further into that because I don't trust just what the note says.
Okay, give me an investigation check, please.
All right.
In the car. Let's go.
Well,
By the way, I am not driving. Just throwing that out.
yeah, no, you're not the one that's driving. Yeah, we got that.
I got a whopping 5.
5. I mean, you do like pull them apart. It does take a little bit of time. They have been here for a little bit, but not too long. You're able to pull them apart. They have been inflicted more than just one stab wound. It seems like there was an initial stab to each one of them. Due to positions placed, they're in different spots. But also looks like at the end of it, something impaled them from one person's back to the other person's back. Like, stabbed them through together while they're holding each other. But the blade that did it is missing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you say that we can't see their one side and their torso, is that because they're missing or just how they were posed?
So they're laying on the ground. Their bodies are laying on the ground. So like when I say the male's right side and the female's left side, it's because those sides are resting on the ground and they're holding each other. So until you separated them, you couldn't see those sides. It's not like they're specifically being blocked or they're cut in half. It's just because those parts were touching the floor. Once you, as far as that, there's no like body parts missing. There's no multiple like anger kind of cuts, like where they've been stabbed like 5,000 times. It is, for what I can, the only other thing I'll tell you with your investigation check is it looks like, from your point of view, is it was calculated and precise.
Okay. And we haven't found out who these people are yet, correct?
No.
I want to go into the suite
Okay.
while she's looking at the body.
Okay, so it takes you a couple rooms to get to the suite. It's almost on the opposite side of the house itself. You're making your way there. You do notice that it kind of hits you as you're kind of walking through a couple rooms. This house is very exposed. There's less walls and more windows. Through the front and the sides, a lot of townsfolk could technically see what they would have been doing. Whoever did this did it, and either no one saw it, or they picked a certain time where no one was around. But you make your way over to the suite. You slide indoors, open up, as you find yourself in with what looks like a large cabinetry, a vanity, a prayer booth, and what would essentially be an equivalent of like a California king-size bed.
Cool. I want to look in the vanity for any jewelry or valuables.
Okay. You surprisingly find out that the vanity has not been tampered with or anything. It's also not locked. You do go inside. You do find yourself 2 pair of what I'll label as exquisite pearl necklaces. A jewelry set equaling to 100 gold pieces. And then what you do is give me an investigation check on the vanity in the drawer itself.
13.
13.
No, just kidding. 4.
4.
Oh, no way.
Just looking at a random number.
You kind of
Yeah,
like,
4.
you know, the mirror on the vanity is one that's held up at 2 joints. You can kind of flip it around for no odd reason, just to kind of like tilt it, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You kind of like look around to see if there's anything behind it. Nothing behind it. All you can really do is find what you found. There is like some clothing that's laid on top of it. Maybe the lady of the house was ready to change her clothing. It looks like this is like her night apparel. You do see like a silk robe and some undergarments to switch to. Maybe she never got the chance to actually switch her clothes.
Okay. Sorry, what was the other furniture item you said was in here besides the bed and the vanity?
Cabinetry. So a cabinet with accent pieces to it.
I want to look at that just to see what's in there. I'm assuming probably clothes, but
Another investigation check, please.
Okay.
10. You open it up. It's a very, very heavy, sturdy cabinet. You open it up. You mostly, just find clothes. You do see that there is plenty of clothes being hung up everywhere, from kimonos to business apparel. It looks like this family had no weapons or armor to speak of, unless it was, decorative. Nothing in here equates to anything that would essentially have them need anything for combat. This is all dress clothes. You do see a little shelf on the bottom for different kind of shoes and boots. You even see like some utility stuff to actually clean, like if they wanted to actually quick polish their stuff on the fly. You do find the box on top, kind of like a little storage box. You look inside. It's quite light. It looks like it's just a bunch of looks like someone in the house was an artist, specifically with wet paints. And this is like rough, not really great, but like someone practicing to make landscapes, and they're mostly doing it with the subject matter was floral.
Okay. So this is like at the opposite end of the house?
Yeah, so you guys came in. So if you guys are looking at a blueprint of the house, bottom side, directly center, is the entrance. Top side, directly center, is the suite. The center of it is actually hollowed out, and it's actually like a atrium in the middle that can be accessed from the front, like a bench, garden, small pond, like koi pond and everything like that sort of style.
And so the other gathering rooms are off of the atrium or off
So
of the entrance?
there's 4 gathering rooms off the entrance. They're both parallel to each other, and they take up the west and the east side. They're essentially 2 gathering rooms, but they're separated by a wall.
Got
Essentially,
it.
if each
Okay.
side had its own family room and living room, but they were just separated by an archway. And then between those is essentially the 2 washrooms. So it's a completely symmetrical blueprint of a house. The front is almost an exact opposite of the back, where the front itself, if you actually look at it, the front is designed to be a wall-less version of the bedroom.
Did the report say where the bodies were found? Were they found in the entrance?
They were found in the entrance. Nothing has been moved as far as you can tell.
Okay.
Let's go to Mixus.
They're kind of like grossed out by the dead body
Mm-hmm.
to a point. So they're just kind of chilling and being kind of quiet because they don't know what to do. Because they don't know what they're supposed to do. So they're just, until someone tells them to do something, they're just gonna sit there and be like, okay.
Okay. Helga, Xander, something you want to do?
Helga wants to find the kitchen because she's hungry. So
Okay. If you want to look around, you do not see. There's actually no kitchen in this place.
well, what the hell? How do these people eat?
They're rich. They don't need a kitchen.
Okay, there's got to be some kind of like food storage, like
You
they
can
don't just.
certainly
do they
try to
just
find
make-
some. Yeah, you
I
can
would
give me an
like
investigation
that.
check to try to see if there's a
they
food
just-
storage area.
I mean, Helga's just more perplexed by like, what do they do? Just like conjure
Well,
their food? as
Remember,
they
this
need
is
it? Like,
if you think of like medieval times, many places don't actually have kitchens.
that's fair. That's a 10.
10. I mean, doing a rough walkthrough of the place, yeah, no, it's exactly what I explained to you. I mean, you got entrance, you got the center atrium, you got the bedroom, you got the 4 rooms and the 2 washrooms. That's it.
All right. Well, whatever room she's then closest to from trying to wander, she'll just wander into whatever room would be closer to.
Okay. Well, I'll say
adventuring.
that you go into the east gathering room.
Yep. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in my notes I have written down that this is where the like cursed pirate treasure seemed to have been stolen from. I think. I don't know if that's.
I don't think it was.
correct,
I don't think it was this one.
Okay.
This one had the sword, I believe.
Okay. I may have gotten the north and the south mixed up then, but anyways, yeah, she'll go into the east gathering place.
Okay. You can give me an investigation check on that area.
Yeah, why not? That's a 9.
9. Kind of how I described it before. Between these 2 rooms, these conjoining archway separated rooms, you can easily get an investigation while doing both rooms. As you look at them, one room specifically, so the one closest, the east one closest to the front, is like almost kind of like an art room, mostly artwork all up. The one closest to the bedroom on the east side is like a sitting room, lots of chairs, lots of couches, lots of pillows. With that check, it looks like a lot of things were just moved around. Mm-hmm. Whether it was a scuffle or whether it was specifically the killer intending to like, I need to rummage through things to find something, can't tell.
Okay.
Xander.
I'll head to the atrium.
Atrium. Okay, so you take the front door to head to the atrium. Atrium itself is accessible both from the front and the back. As you go in, immediately you get this humid kind of air that you immediately go into, as this is kind of a contained room. It is an exposed ceiling, so it does get fresh air that comes in, but it is very pretty. There is one large cherry blossom tree that's just hanging there in the center. There are smaller little bush style like ferns all over the place, and then there's just like this stone, like broken stone path that leads into like a little water fountain in the center with what looks like a little his and hers like rockin' swing. The water fountain itself is also kind of a pond, so you do see that there are koi-like fish in here that are from this kind of realm that are kind of they're kind of like dragonfish. They're like these small koi-sized fish, but they have a more scaly kind of texture, a matte finish compared to koi. You would know them as like they don't ever like grow up to be like actual dragons. They are just more kind of like small serpents, and many people keep them as like water pets.
Okay. Sure. Let's head over there. Kind of scan the room, see if there's anything like medical herbs or anything noteworthy.
Okay. Due to the size of the room, you can either give me investigation or perception.
Perception, because my investigation's
Fair enough.
Cool. That's a 19.
19. Due to the tight space, you can't really like move around and investigate stuff, but you try to get like a center point and you try to let your eyes do most of the work. You kind of pivot on one spot and you look around and you just kind of scan up and down until you figure out that you notice that what looks like a heavy swing, there's a drag mark on it, like on the ground, as if someone pulled or pushed it from the original point. You also see that it also looks like there is right at the base of one of the points of the actual water fountain pond, you can almost see what looks like a movable object, almost like an exposed piece that can pull out of the actual stone.
Okay. I'll go ahead and try to wiggle that around.
Okay. You start messing with it around as like you eventually just kind of move across and you kind of push at it and it comes out like a lever. And then you hear that another one comes out the other side. As you kind of look at it, it looks like if you either push or pull it, it moves in a circular direction, opening it like a gear. Like the pond is actually a gear itself. So if you want to, you can give me a strength check to try to push or pull it, figuring out which way would actually work. You don't know if it's a push or pull, but you can figure it out. Strength check to see if you can actually move the stone.
Yeah, I'll push on it. I'll do that. That's a 15.
15. Takes you like a few seconds, but you're like pushing. You like kind of like get your feet kind of jammed into the ground. And you start. It's rough going, as you notice that someone was trying to push before, but they didn't get it all the way, and it almost like someone tried to open up a jar. You came in. They did have to work for you, and you're doing the rest. You push it, and as you notice as you're pushing it, it's starting to lift up. Not like where the water's dropping in, but almost like the base is there, but there's nothing underneath the base. So you open it up, and eventually you push it until it's like 5 feet in the air. And you look at, there's actually a staircase that actually leads underneath the ground, underneath where the pond is. You also notice at this point too that as you push it up, the actual swing set itself slides backwards, like if it was almost on a rail. And you notice that there's also what looks like a lever that gets pulled up that was hidden in the ground.
Cool. That sounds like a lot of fun, but I'm going to rally the group to tell them what's going on, so I don't do something stupid.
Okay.
Xander.
Aw, you're not going to
Xander's
fall down the
learning.
stairs again? Oh, that's so
This
nice.
is also traumatic. So yes.
It's not saying he's still not going to
so-
fall, but he's at least letting you know about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll kind of yell up the staircase, or however, to the elders. I'll yell to them, "Hey, I found a hidden staircase. You guys should come check it out when you guys get done."
Okay.
Lots of secrets.
To imagine that shortly after, like, as he's like finished shouting that, he turns around and Nora's right there, like, what? Because I'm from the
Secrets?
bedroom, so
Secret tunnel?
But you can make it there quicker than most of them because there's an
Secret
entrance
ways.
just like the front from the actual suite that you can just go directly into it from. There's a door on both the south and north side, so you can get directly into it from where you are located.
yeah, cool.
But well, yeah, once you get there, you do see that Xander's by what looks like these 4 rods are lifting up the actual pond in the air 5 feet high, and you see the pond itself is roughly about 10 by 10, so it's a tight fit to get down into the stairwell, but you do see a spiral staircase leading down. You would probably have to crouch to get in, but you do see a stairwell that leads underneath the actual property line.
Be there as soon as they heard hidden staircase. What?
Right?
Secrets.
Come,
I'm
see
gonna
right
roll
comes
this
around.
over.
Renora makes us come running from opposite directions. Like,
Come
staircase.
I'm tiny, so I could just duck under.
You could, yeah, you could just go right under my legs.
You do notice that wherever the staircase leads, it is pitch black down there. It looks like if this light source, it's not currently activated.
Okay.
It's not a problem.
I'm just getting Major Clue vibes where we all are just like coming from different rooms of a house. Like, huh?
Yeah. Honestly.
Are you coming, Helga?
I mean, assuming I heard it, yeah. I don't know how
Okay.
far away
Well,
we would have been
it's.
from.
I mean, the house isn't super big. You would probably not have heard the actual mechanism, but Xander did make a point to let everybody know.
Okay.
So you would have
Yes.
heard that.
Cool.
Yeah, then she would have.
Okay. And Fiona, are you going?
Yep, I was following Mixus once she took off.
Got it. Okay. So, due to the fact that this is, at least for the beginning, a tight fit for anybody who's essentially not Mixus, whoever's going down that is at least 5 feet in height will have to crouch. Due to the fact you're not standing up, that would mean that you're moving at half speed. Also, checks are a little bit differently because you are not at full attack position, so if anybody surprises you, you can actually have a drawback on AC. So, what is the movement order as you know this for knowledge?
Preferably someone who can see in the dark first. Xander.
It looks like
Oh, I
Mixus
was
wants to
gonna
go
say, you're-
first.
You're the guide. I don't have dark vision.
I have a torch we can use.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I was
sure
gonna
we
say
all
could
have
use
dark
torch.
vision minus Xander.
It looks like Mixus wants to go first.
Makes us
Sure.
can go first.
Okay.
You don't
I'll
crouch
pick up rear.
or do anything.
All right.
Wait,
That's,
Xander, you don't have dark
I'll,
vision? Again, you're the only character that doesn't have dark vision?
Oh,
Alright,
yeah,
so
you bet.
that's what we'll need to know is just who's in front and who's
I know,
in back.
I know,
So
how convenient.
so
I'll
Mixus.
use, torch as well.
Okay, so Mixus is in front, Finra is in the back, everybody else in the middle, that's fine. So, Mixus, you lead on. Are you moving at regular speed, or are you going to kind of like, take it like so many feet at a time? Take into account that everybody behind you can probably only go at the maximum of 15 feet per turn,
Oh, you're slow.
just because they got to
Okay.
crouch down. They're essentially, it's forcing you guys to, it's forcing anybody who's not Mixus to essentially walk as stealth, because you got to kind of go in a position that crouches you down.
Yeah.
I think Mixus will do the whole we'll walk slow, but we'll be like just make it animated.
Make it look super slow.
Let's walk super slow for
Okay.
you all.
All right. So as each of you start heading your way down, due to the fact it takes each person a little bit to get down there, you are not all going down at once. Mixus goes down. About 5 seconds later, followed by another person, and then another 5 seconds, followed by Finra. Due to the tightness of steps and a very tight width of the staircase itself, whether this was specifically meant to be this small due to the fact that they had to hide it, or that there was someone here that was of smaller size that was using it, you don't know. Put it in perspective, the owners of the house that were killed are both essentially half-elves, and they were both high 5 feet, so they would also have a problem with this stairwell. But you're making your way down. You spiral around 3 times until the area itself kind of opens up. Once you get through the threshold of the overall ground level, the staircase itself starts to widen up and you start to get some room to move. It's still wall to wall, but you got like a couple feet on each side, a little bit more breathing room, and you can at least stand up correctly. A couple more wraps around. Mixus, I need you to give me a perception check just to be aware if anything comes around.
In hindsight, we probably should have blocked that door in case someone comes behind us and knocks us in here, but you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I mean, I'd rather
It is what it is.
have a way to get out.
9.
9. Making your way down, nothing really grabs your attention. And then Finra, are you able to give me a perception check or not?
No, Amanda said she's booting up her computer and going to the bathroom, so she cannot answer anything for a hot
That is
second.
fine.
So,
Okay. So eventually you make your way back. It takes you about a minute, and the walls themselves open up, and you go down about another spiral, and you find yourself in what looks like a huge storage basement. Not even like really a cavern. Like it's fully furnished, walls fully concreted up, ceiling and floor. At first, it looks like a hidden like living area.
Like a
But-
panic room?
Kind of, but then as you go down further, you start to notice that there is similar statues that would hold up armor, but these are holding up wizard robes, jewelry, staffs, different kind of things that a magic wielder would wear or arm themselves with. Books.
Oh.
There are a total of 20 statues wearing different kind of mages' armoires. There is, the way that this place is designed is almost like a very, very, very rich, like, tailor's room. There's a couch, there's like a room with several mirrors to stand up at as you would get fitted, and you almost see this as you're looking around as if, like, maybe they made custom clothing for wizards as the way it's actually kind of meant to be. And then you see like 4 rooms on one side of the room and 4 rooms to the other side of the room. As you immediately get down to the bottom level, whether it's your presence as you put your first foot on the ground floor, the room itself illuminates with 5 fairy lights that take up different spots of the room.
I'm gonna do the whole like where I jump back on the stairs and try to jump back on and see if it does something different.
Okay, you jump back on, the fairy lights themselves delit themselves, and then they go back to their sleeping place.
Oh, this is cool! Hey guys, there's a cool thing here.
Well,
There's a
we
cool
found-
thing.
well, we found out how to entertain mixes for the next couple hours. All right, cool.
Like,
And I jump back on and I on the floor and just be like, ooh.
How
I'm
you
just
guys
gonna.
So
I'm-
the lights themselves are separated by cold and warm. There is one warm light that heads itself over to what looks like the mirrors, almost like a canopy light. 2 cold lights that take up the 2 armoires on the north and south side of the room, and 2 warm lights that take up the eastern room that's on the opposite side of the mirror room.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go to the rooms on the left.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start trying to open doors.
Okay. If you just start randomly just trying to check doors, the doors are all unlocked. So you like open the first one closest to you. You open it up. The door is not heavy. You see that it's it looks like it's specifically a room with more rooms with more mirrors in it, and it looks like this is a changing room.
I think Amanda's. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think she's switching to.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It looks like a change room. It looks very much towards the fitting room that you would have at a.
Corey?
Oh, it's her Twitch. Somebody's Twitch is.
Yeah.
There you go. You got it.
Someone's lagging a bit.
It's coming from Corey, I think.
Yeah, because Corey's frozen.
Oh no.
Dang.
Yeah, she's hella frozen. All right, I'm gonna have to mute her. Or okay, no,
Oh, there
logged
she
in.
goes.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Anywho.
And she's back on mute.
Am I back?
Yep.
Back.
Okay, like I said, Amanda flipped on, and then next thing I knew, I couldn't hear or see Joe, and I couldn't hear or see Amanda, and everyone was frozen. So I'm like, I need to see hear what they're saying, so I turned the stream on.
We could
Oh,
hear
but we heard your
actual
stream.
fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I got to hear myself like delayed.
Yeah. So I just needed to know what was happening until I figured it out. So I was like, this works still, but I'm here now, and it's okay.
Moving on.
Moving on.
So yeah, the room that
Investigations.
the room that makes us you check out first is a semi-large fitting room. A few mirrors in there. As you walk into it, one of the worm lights actually moves into the room and lights up the room for you.
Like dancing lights. Yay! So then I go to, like, I'm gonna. You said all the other doors were locked on that side?
No, the doors on your side, as far as you can tell, are unlocked. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go to the next room.
Okay, you go in the next room, very similar thing. It looks like a change room as the worm light follows you and lights up
Is
that
there
room for you.
anything else in the room, or no?
You can give me an investigation check on the room.
Okay. Investigation. 19.
As you look around, you start checking the things. You do notice that the glass itself, you notice kind of like a glare in the glass, and you can assume that these are someone can watch from the other side.
That's interesting. I'm gonna go to the next one.
Okay, we're gonna pause on you so you're not taking. Anybody else?
Well, while
I'll go to
I'm just gonna say, while Mixus runs off to go do whatever she does, Helga is just glaring daggers at Fierna because they just had a conversation about how Mixus treats everything as a fucking game, and here she is playing hot and cold with the stairs, and now she's running around the place like she's gonna get herself killed, or us. Like,
She'll be fine.
So far, it's all right.
okay, I'll famous last words. I'll keep that in mind.
Attacked by bears. Who has gotten attacked by the wandering greens? Who had a demon?
You're
put
not
their hand-
here.
You come back in the room just be like, actually,
I just turned to Helga. You just gotta go with the flow sometimes, and go and follow Mixus.
so are the lights that showed up only by Mixus?
Yeah, so it looks like the 5 lights that showed up, they got placed once she planted her feet on the ground.
Got it.
The worm lights
Okay.
himself seems to go to certain spots to illuminate rooms. One specifically stays stationary at the public fitting, like tailoring stand. One of the other ones encumbers the north side, and the other one encumbers the south side. Taking into account the tailoring stand is on the west side, and it looks like whenever someone enters one of the fitting rooms on that side, a dancing light of warm color will go in there to help illuminate the room.
Okay. And that's where Mixus went, was
Yeah,
over
so
to the west.
She went
Okay.
over. Well, she went to the no. So the west is the fitting room. She's going into the specific rooms themselves. So she's on the south side.
Okay, got it. I want to go into the opposite of
Where
room
Mixus
of
went?
where
Helga's
Mixus
gonna
went.
follow
Yeah.
because she does not want to go where Mixus is going. So
Okay. So you
I
check.
so much hate on Mixus.
Right.
I know, Mike.
Uh,
It's just a hater.
pretty much. Drinking that haterade.
Sip on that haterade.
So you check the first door. The first door, just like the one that Meeks has opened, is unlocked. But it is different once you enter in. This door itself actually holds itself in with what looks like a storage room. It looks like it has almost like a storage room for a fabric store. You do see like rolls of different kind of leathers and cloths, and then you see like some gold lining, like not actually like sellable gold lining, but just like a kind of like a knotted wrap that you can essentially stitch in for like a paisley pattern or something like that in here. Different kind of like yarns and cloths.
Okay. Boring. And then I'm gonna go over to the room that Meeks is in.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay and investigate this room further, cause.
All right, Helga, you can give me a an investigation check on the room.
I mean, I don't know why I'm looking. I know what it is. 8.
8. Yeah, I mean, you just see sewing materials.
That is boring.
Cool.
That is.
Or like,
Let's be honest. This is a cosplayer's dream in this room.
No, I was like, player is like, ooh, I need to go investigate that. Actual character is like, it's just fabric.
Right? That's where Nora's at, like, meh. I can't steal any of this. Like,
Xander would like to go to the library or wherever the bookshelf is.
There is no bookshelf.
Oh, I thought there was a library.
Nope.
Of some sort.
Nope. There is like a sitting area in the center, but like the way imagine this is like this would be like a really, really rich like tailoring shop. So like expect it like kind of like a cigar lounge where like you sit down on this nice leather couch. Someone brings you like champagne or whiskey or something like that. It looks like there's like the whole setup here, but there's just no one currently here. Even due to seeing the mannequins around with these outfits, like you see from wizard, the warlock, the sorcerer, anybody who wears this stuff, it looks like these specific garbs are made with tailored precision. Even the lining themselves looks like, handcrafted. But yeah. So I mean, this so far it just seems like it's just an underground like workshop for mages' clothing, which why be underground?
Right.
It's a front.
Is there like a book or ledger of some sort?
You just want to just try to look around to
That's
find
just
the ledger?
like out and like.
Oh, just out and about? No, not you. Not that you can tell. The main room itself is perfectly clean, and there is no notes, no book, nothing out here. You do see that there is like the big couch, a couple of chairs around it, and it looks like there would be like a barrel where you would put like ice and maybe champagne in it, but the barrel itself is currently empty. And I mean, it's mostly just this lavish setup that's not just being used at the moment.
Okay.
So you said the cloaks were still on the statues?
Uh-huh.
I want to go try to grab one.
Okay, how about you roll me a D8?
Great. Love that.
We'll see which one you pick.
Xander's a little ignorant, so this will be great. 2.
2. Okay. Whether it caught your eye or not, you just happen to just pick one out of the row, and you head over to one that has this more of a gold mixed with silver inlay. It's very exquisite, and this looks like it's specifically more for a wizard. It has high collar, vest, dress pants on, very high, like knee-high boots. You assume due to the figure of the mannequin, this is for a male, most likely, or a male figure. The mannequin itself has a book in hand and a staff in hand. Book is in the left hand, staff is in the right hand. Staff is positioned straight up as they're actually using it, as almost as if you would use it for like a cane, but it's really not. And then the book is positioned as such. The it's being held in position perfectly. It's like in a perfect like gentleman's kind of stance if you were a wizard. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I might call over Renora to see if she can pick up on if there's anything like tricky or if there's any traps or anything.
Okay.
Would that be?
If you're checking for if you're checking for traps, yeah, you can give me, since you're a rogue, you can give me an investigation check with advantage to check for traps.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, Renora, is there anything fishy about this stuff, or can we just grab it?
Let me see. Scrutinizing it closely, I got a 19.
Okay, so as you're investigating it without specifically touching it, as a rogue, investigate with eyes, not with hands, and you do notice that there is a gear system within the arms and the legs of the actual mannequin. As far as you can tell without touching it, you can assume activating it will not harm you, but you don't know what it will actually do. You can assume that there's no actual harmful like projectiles that shoot out of it, no gas will come off of it, but without actually testing the room out further, you don't actually know without actually activating it what it would do.
Okay.
But you can assume that like the arm joints can move, and it like changing its pose will do something.
Cool. And then Renora will be like, well, I don't think it's gonna kill us, and then start like yanking out the arms.
Sure, I'll help like hold it for you.
Like what?
Okay. All right. With you two put together, because you're just kind of going at this all haphazardly, give me, because this is more or less a puzzle, not just a check-in with investigation. Both of you just roll me a d20.
Okay.
Thanks, Renora.
Renora doesn't have time to think about things. I got a 6.
6?
Yeah. Did you say investigation or
No, just a d20.
No, just a 20.
Yeah, just a d20.
You got 2?
Yep.
I got a 6 where you break the arms off.
So like, it's very secure. Nothing breaks off, but you pull like one arm down, so you position it so the staff is now like against his shoulder, and then the book is like down on his side, and you try like to twist his legs where like maybe he turns to his side. And you can kind of reposition this guy as long as both feet are on the ground. He can't let go of the book, and it doesn't seem like he can let go of the book or the staff, but you can reposition like his stance. You can't really figure out like okay, so there's nothing in the whole process is like, okay, maybe if I did this, it created an extra click. Nothing really got you any further than where you started. Okay. I'll allow you to give me a group investigation check, so each of you give me an investigation, not one with advantage, to see if you can figure out maybe if there's something you're missing.
At this point, Helga would leave the room and come out to see these two idiots just climbing on this statue and just facepalm. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
what is happening? I leave for 5 minutes.
I just imagine like they
and you're
hey, Helga.
Hi.
Helga, shut the fuck up.
I just imagine like you guys do something stupid where you like have like the guy holding like his staff like right in the middle, making him look like he's like doing something inappropriate with the staff. Like you're like, guys, look at what he's doing. Look at what I made him do.
The Beavis and Butthead laugh.
Yes. Get it? Okay.
Did you say with advantage too? I'm sorry.
No.
No. Okay, it was straight up. Okay.
I will also say too that once you like leave it alone for 30 seconds, it reverts back to its regular position.
Okay.
So you got 14. What'd you get, Sander?
Not doing so hot.
All the 2s today.
Put that one in dice jail.
Okay. So.
Weird. I got a 5.
Xander, you're not able to really figure out anything further. You're kind of like looking at it's like, I don't get it. If it actually, Renora, you're looking at further, and you do see that there is like after this whole time, you decide to investigate the book and the staff, thinking that maybe they have some kind of importance.
Big
You
brain.
do notice that the staff itself can twist within the hand as like a shifting position, and that the book itself is actually it itself does not have words on it, but has a picture on it. It actually shows a position that another mannequin has to be in, and it shows a specific one with a blue cloak, hood up, and it shows that specifically it looks like it's currently unarmed, but it looks like it's supposed to be like in an arm cross position with like its left foot in front of itself.
Okay. Do we see that mannequin?
It is on the
down
opposite
there?
side of the room from you. The only difference
Okay.
is it is currently the picture shows it unarmed, but this thing has it with a wand in its hand.
Okay. So then I'm gonna go over to that one. I'm not saying anything to Xander. I'm
Okay, you're just gonna walk
to
over
this
there?
Other one, take the wand out,
Okay.
and start trying to like cross the arms on that one to see
Yo, what's
Okay.
up?
So you take out
Little brother.
you take out the wand, and you notice the left foot unlocks from the actual base. You're able to cross the arms. You're able to put the foot forward, and you notice that it unlocks the actual staff of the original mannequin that you were touching. As the staff itself, the hand opens and the staff drops.
Xander, grab it.
I'll grab it.
Okay. You do now see that the staff itself looks like it can be separated as you are able to unlock it, and it actually has two bases that look like they can fit into keyholes.
Oh,
Sweet.
wasn't there some doors that were locked?
Not that you could tell so far. They were all unlocked in this area.
Oh, Mixus found doors that were locked.
Yep.
So I don't know about that. Never mind.
Okay. We're going to go back actually to Mixus. So I'm assuming you're going to check the next room.
Yeah.
Okay. So you check the next room. The next room itself actually turns into what looks like a larger suite for fitting. This one actually has its own like two leather chairs in it. Kind of like a little like a emptied out pipe that's on a sitting stand with a little container inside that looks like it actually has tobacco in it and some weed. It looks like there are already like cleaned out glasses for it to get filled, and this room itself actually looks. Other than that, it is just a larger version of the two rooms you were in. Once again, the warm fairy light decides to follow in this room. Since the room is bigger, it actually does not stay stationary, and it kind of does a figure 8, constantly going up on the ceiling.
I'm gonna go over to the little table and see if there's anything else. Like, is there a drawer in the table or anything?
There is no drawer on the table. There doesn't seem to be like any like drawers of any kind in this room.
Oh. I'm gonna knock the like pipe and the stuff off the table because that's gross.
Okay, so as you knock the pipe, you aren't able to knock it off. Like you notice it's pretty sturdy, and you just kind of hit it again, and you notice it actually, much like a book that's out of a case, as you knock it forward, it actually pulls over a lever. As you notice, the far glass mirror itself disappears like an illusion, and you find yourself a tunnel ahead of you.
I am in there with her because I followed.
Okay. So you do see this as she kind of like, I don't like this, and she knocks it, and it actually just doesn't come off, but just kind of pushes forward like a fake lever, and this illusionary window disappears, and you find yourself a tunnel.
Look at that.
At this point, when you do this, the fairy light actually heads ahead of you and illuminates the tunnel. As it goes to the center of the tunnel, the illumination of the fairy light actually increases as if you're turning up the level of a light, and it fills up the light of the whole tunnel.
Hey guys. Wait. Okay. Bye.
Okay. So as Mixa starts heading off, Fiona, do you follow?
I roll my eyes and follow, and it cut out, so I just like silence and okay, bye.
So what I said was, I said, I found a tunnel. I'm gonna go down it. Okay, bye.
Okay, yeah, all I heard
So
was
we all
okay,
know.
bye.
Okay, so we know. Okay.
Alright,
'Kay.
so I'm going to follow.
So you head down the tunnel. The tunnel's not that far. It's roughly only about 50 feet. And you find yourself into what looks like a large, kind of like a almost looks like a bookie's office. You do find a couple ledgers on his desk. You do, as you enter in there, the fairy light actually goes over and kind of sits on the desk almost like a desk lamp. You do see a couple chairs on the other side of the desk for customers or anything like that, employees. And you do see that this has, there is like another door. This one actually specifically is different than the rest. This one actually looks steel, both in color and in material. No design on it. It's completely flat finish, but it looks considerably heavy even without you touching it. You can immediately tell it looks like a very sturdy door.
Chair that's on the other side of the desk, and I'm gonna start looking through the ledgers.
Okay. Give me an investigation
I was
check.
gonna say similar. I want to see who owns this place. What's it called?
I got 11.
11. And you're helping Fiona, so you can give me an investigation check as well.
Okay. I got a 19.
Working together with a little bit of better notice from Fiona whether or not she's just kind of more focused, and because this is kind of like keep passing through the pages like a raccoon with caffeine.
Boring.
Right.
Just handing
So
it.
boring.
This is boring.
Yeah.
This is what? Boring. You're able to figure out that the person who worked down here were the two owners, the two people that died. They had an employee part of them that was a halfling. They hired him to do work down here, to employ local mages to do work, and they fitted them with very exquisite outfits. But it looked like specifically these were mages that were already had a warrant out for their arrest. So these outfits were to make them look differently, but still allow them to keep the ability of being a wizard, warlock, or sorcerer. Also paying for good money to make them look like nobles, whether they were nobles or not. As you're going through the ledger itself, about 75% of them already had some kind of noble status, or just a status due to being a knighthood of just maybe being a wizard for a king previous or a prince. But all of them have done something specifically wrong. You find out the common denominator is each one of them is an informant for the order.
People, right?
All these names are people that, even though they're magic, they have money, and they are people that specifically are essentially spies.
I turn to, Mama Fee and be like, those are bad people, right?
Yes, those are bad people.
Are those the ones that you were talking about that, you're trying to hunt down and, kill?
They are.
Oh, well here, then you need this. Because this is a name. These have all the names in it.
Much appreciated. I'm gonna take it. And can I, tear out the page so I'm not just carrying this giant-ass ledger around?
Well, the actual ledger is multiple pages. So the ledger itself is actually about 20 pages long, all informants. So there's about 2,000 informants in total.
Well, and
people
I'm
to
going
kill.
to take the book with me.
Okay. The book itself is not huge. It is like a flexible journal. So you could easily put it in like a pouch.
Okay.
The other book itself specifically has a list of essentially 6 names. You notice them right away as you pull up the information that you guys were given about this mission. 3 of them are specific names that have been killed already. The names that this person has already murdered. The other 3 are, you have no idea who they are. Based off the names of these people, you can assume that they're nobles, but maybe are not actually just like the owners here, not actually fighters or mages of any kind. They might just have noble status, and they are the financial backers of whatever this whole process is.
I turn to Effie and go, do you think these are the people that will be killed. Like, did we find a list that we could stop it ahead of time?
Well, it looks like it might be. I'm thinking so. What are the names on the list?
Okay, we will go over them.
Dun-dun.
All 2,000 of them.
Well, no, we're going over those. We're going to go over the 6 names, not the 2,000 names. We're going over the 6 names.
Highlights.
Let me pull up
Just
the
the
folder.
6 names.
Importance.
Pull that up and
Bloody what? Oh, I love Bloody.
just to make sure I'm giving you guys the right names, I'm just going to double check this. All right, so you have one named Morthil, Morthil. Morthil Adorn, Adhorn. That name is currently crossed off. You know that is a name of a house you got to eventually investigate. Another one is Ilifar, Iliphar, Tracerin. That is another name that you have to go investigate. Third one, another is the actual owner of this house is Aluin, Ayluin. It specifically just mentions the female, the wife of the house. Doesn't say anything about the husband. Those names are actually crossed on this, as in someone actually already marked them. The names that are not crossed yet are Venal, Venal, Ruith, Ruith,
One more time.
Ruith, Ruith, and Sinat, Sinaht. Sinat's name is actually circled.
So this might actually be our next person. Makes us.
Oh, do you mean we're solving the case? We could catch him in the act and then arrest him.
I guess first we have to find out who he is.
Well,
If he's even in the city.
it's true. But there's also this really big door. We should try to open it. 'Cause what's behind it?
Could be anything.
Fair enough. What was your investigation check it again? It was like a 19.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 19.
I will say the one other thing you do see is there's a specific piece of parchment that's separate from the rest. It's almost like an alert to arms. It looks like this is like a copy of another source. It specifically says to all fallen members. With the change of power within the actual order, it seems like the prince no longer wants us to, requires our assistance. Everybody, make sure that you have covered your investments. It looks like he has sent out let me rephrase that. Cover investment. He has sent out the assassin. I pray for everyone's safe being. And I hope we all see each other soon.
Like reading over her shoulder and be like, assassin? What? Assassin. What does that mean?
That makes sense, because, I mean, we don't know how these guys got murdered, and I'm sure he got into other houses. An assassin is someone that kills for hire, that you don't know when they're coming and when they're going. So
They're
this is
assassin.
not something we want to encounter, but this is probably the person we're trying to find.
So, the way it said in there, it said they're assassin. So, do you know who the assassin is? You were you were part of the order, right?
I'll allow you to give me a history check with advantage.
Okay.
Part of the soldiers.
10.
10. And how long have you been part of the order again?
I would say at least 10 years.
Okay. So, with the developments of recent that has become very public. First off, the king has been killed. The prince has now taken power and made some changes. You do know of an assassin that was specifically employed by the prince, not the king. You do not know his name. You just know him by title as a Laughing Man. He is someone that you were told that if you ever came across paths with him, let him do his thing. He's not part of military rank. He is just a direct assassin for the prince. He has had dealings with many of other soldiers before. The only other thing I would tell you based off of that is the biggest rumor that you've heard is that he's apparently been killed multiple times.
Oh.
You know who it
looks-
is?
I've heard little things about him. He usually goes by the Laughing Man. But
That's a weird
last-
name. That's a silly
It
name
is.
to go by.
Last I heard, he got killed.
Oh.
Maybe I heard that a few times. So keep your eyes out, Mixus.
So he's like a dead person. A walking dead person. Oh.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh. I've never seen
Hopefully
one. So
not.
that would be really cool to see because I've never seen one.
I'd be okay not saying that.
Oh. Well, it sounds cool. It's fun.
I would also say, Fierna, what rank were you? Were you just basic private, or were you something higher?
I was sergeant.
I will tell you. I'll tell you one more thing. Only for the fun part of this. When you started and you got promoted to your position that you have currently, many things came across your desk as things to learn from, of do's and don'ts, kind of think that. And you've come across a few soldiers from the freelancer program, specifically of a gentleman named Silic.
Son of a bee.
Damn it.
One of them was a mission that he was trying to keep hush hush from the group, from the Averant military, but due to some kind of absence in Silic's time, many of his files that he kept hidden were found. There was one that was found where he had a mission to investigate a hex that was in an underground tunnel. They found a man that was constantly maniacally laughing the whole time. It was written down that he was pulled through an ash window. He classified him as the Laughing Man. That's it.
Got it. Sounded very familiar.
By the way, Ryan just said she's 3 glasses of sangria in, and you just dropped this on her, Joe.
That's right. Love that.
I just imagine like just spitting right at the screen.
So,
Great.
so.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Tell, you know, story? Story?
I do. It's not something I've come across and want to come across, but I vaguely remember the person in the order. He was a freelancer, Silic, and he went on this mission, and he had come across the Laughing Man.
Oh,
But again, it was so long ago, and I thought he may have been dead this whole time.
well, I guess he's not dead.
No, sadly not.
Oh, wait. So, yeah, because order's bad, right? Yeah. Yeah. I just remember them
Don't
being
approach
born.
the members.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You did tell me that not to. I can look from afar, or I can mess with them from afar, but not to approach them.
And to let me know when you find one.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Should we try to get this door open? Because it could lead somewhere else. And this is fun. We find all these things.
Can I walk over and take a look at the door?
At the steel door? Yeah.
Is investigation?
Yeah, go ahead.
Big door.
9.
Okay. The door itself is locked. It also looks, you can definitely tell that putting your own strength into it, as sturdy as you are, would not do enough to, this is like a safety door. It's, as far as you can tell, it looks like it's almost meant to stop someone from getting down here, but you can't seem to find a lock to unlock the door from your side.
So this might be something further down. I wonder if there's another entrance because we can't open it from this side.
Oh. See if doors.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, you cut out a little
So
bit.
should we just look for more hidden doors?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna switch back to the other part of the group. How about Helga?
Of messing with statues.
You're messing with statues?
I'm asking them. And also, Xander, are you feeling any different now that you've put on all this weird stuff? I mean, for all we know, this is cursed.
You didn't put any. What'd you put on?
I was
Didn't he
going
put on the
to,
cloak?
but I was going to, but
Oh.
I was gonna say I don't remember
I was
him
just
actually
gonna-
putting anything on.
yeah, I haven't actually. I think I'm holding on to the staff. Yeah, I'm holding on to the staff.
You're holding onto the staff that is in
Yeah.
2 now because it looks like it fits into 2 keyholes.
Yeah, when it unlocks the piece, the ends of them that connected, it's almost like a pool cue. When you separate them, the joints look like they're almost present spots that actually fit into like a notch to unlock something.
Sure.
Should we check out the rest of the statues then?
I want to look through that book that the statue is holding to see if there's any other statues in different positions.
Okay. You do look at the book, and the book itself actually does give the proper positions for 3 others.
Okay.
To save like the whole thing, if you want to go those ones and do the whole process, you can.
Yes.
One itself is specifically golden cloak, hood up. It's specifically to drop the hood and put both arms to the side. As you do it, it unlocks and it does drop what looks like a specific another book off it, but the book itself is locked. The other when you finally get to like one of them, you do unlock it and it locks like this plate that does actually have the grooves that the actual staff pieces do fit into.
Okay. Xander.
Yes.
And then I'm just gonna like motion wildly at like the plate and the staff, like.
Okay, so yeah, I follow her Renora's direction, and I start using the staff to.
Okay, so you use the 2 parts as keys. As it opens this up, as you find out it's a case that holds a very, very large book. Very clean, very pristine. Now this isn't a spell book. This is like a journal. It's doesn't have a cover font on it. It just has a sigil, and the sigil itself is the exact same sigil of the Order of the Fallen.
Oh.
Okay. Is it locked in any way? Can I look through it?
Oh yeah, you can look through it. Its lock was the case that held it together.
Got it. Okay.
As you go through it, give me an investigation check just to see how you can actually. I mean, it's common, so you can read it, but just like pacing wise, how much information you get through.
11.
11. It does take you some time. It is very, very tiny, very, very fine font. It takes you a little while just to get through one page, but you do notice that what this is, in a general sense, as far as you can tell, is specific. Someone who was here, probably lived here or worked here or something like that, was, even though they were working and being financial backers for the Order of the Fallen, they knew a lot of information. So to make sure they covered their ass in case of someone decided to use them as a scapegoat, they'd have proof to basically get retaliation. As far as you can tell, this book has everything that would be required to call out all the names on the list of people that Fëanor just went through.
Okay.
It also has two specific things in it. I'm not going to tell you them now because it would take you some time to read through the book, but there are two other pieces of information whenever you have time to go through it.
Okay.
But it is a... Think of it like all these guys are essentially part of like a corrupt... Like they're all corrupt cops, and to make sure they're covering their ass, they keep notes of like everybody that they're screwing over, so they can continue just like having their way with people. This is essentially what it is. They're keeping everything tracked, so in case of someone decides to match bark with bite, they can essentially be like, remember, I got this information.
Blackmail book. Got it.
Pretty
Say
much.
Blackmail.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna throw that into the
Rolling suitcase.
yeah. My designer luggage. And I'm assuming that when Xander unlocked the box and then I saw the book, I threw the locked book that I had to Helga to grab this new book.
Okay.
That's
So, if you want to fuck with that, you can. Otherwise, I will snatch that from your hands if you're not already going through it.
fine. Oh no, I'll sift through it.
Okay. Give me an investigation check on the book then, Helga.
I was gonna say I'm not a very learned individual, but I will certainly give it my best shot.
Like, ooh, fancy kindling.
Yeah, 16.
16.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
I mean,
She's like, there's no pictures in this. What the
the
hell?
book itself is the book itself is not actually like a full-fledged book. It's just a rough reference to figure out the puzzle of this whole thing. There's really not anything else to figure out. It does show like a layout of the actual. You do go through it, and it shows a kind of a map of this underground area. It does show the essential purpose of it. It does show an area that Mixus and Fëanor just went to. It does show that the locked door does lead into a spot outside of the northern village. And it shows like what's in the other rooms. It specifically shows the fitting rooms. It shows the crafting rooms. So a couple of rooms that weren't open are specific, like desks to actually take the sewing machines and actually work on all the stuff. The far room that you guys haven't opened, that's on the right, closest to the actual tailoring mirror, it's put as enchantment room.
Hey guys, there's an enchantment room. You want to go see what that's about? It's the only
Yeah,
place that
enchantment.
it's the only place that doesn't seem to have been investigated so far. So
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. As you go to check that room, it is unlocked, and you can see what it means by enchantment is it has specific ingredients of how to actually enchant clothing. It looks like you can't do it here, but it looks like you're essentially given materials to maybe pay an enchanter to do it, because none of you have the knowledge of what to do with these unless you decide to learn them. But you're given all the materials to enchant clothing specifically, not weapons, just clothing. Maybe armor might cost a little bit more. So it looks like all you would have to do is, unless you decide to learn the trade, you would only have to pay someone to do the labor for you.
Love it. I'm just gonna like put the designer luggage up to the edge.
So write down. I'm gonna have you write down some notes for this. I'm gonna have you write down some notes for this of what's inside.
Okay.
So there's fireproof cloth.
Okay.
There is golden rope that is static resistant. There is underlining leather that is cold resistant.
Cold resistant.
Okay.
There is mithril sheets to give you an unaffected dexterity heavy armor. So heavy armor that can still move with stealth.
Oh. Okay. I want that.
And the last thing is magic resistant cloth. When I mean magic resistant, I mean magic all. Like you are immune to charm.
Resistant.
Well, when you're resistant to magic, that means you're immune to charm, but you're resistant to magic damage.
Got it.
So any magic effects don't affect you. Magic damage is halved.
Got it. Is there any way to like figure out like how much of each we have, or is it just like random scraps?
I'm not even gonna have your rolls. You have no idea. You are just you have the tools here. These are mostly the tools and stuff that's already been made. You would assume that if you go back into the supply room, maybe if you just had to take bundles of that could help you. But those ones are not enchanted yet. They're like the threads. This looks like someone decided to start saying, all right, I'm going to start prepping this up for the next time I need to make a coat for a mage. Let me just get some stuff ready, and this is what it is. So that's what I'm saying. It's like a leather of cold resistance. It's a weave of that. It's not specifically saying like, I want leather thunder resistance. You're not going to get that.
I want 3 yards of thunder resistant leather, please.
Right. Like this is just the stuff it's going to give you. So you would have enough to either give one person all this stuff, or each of you would get something. Someone might get mithril armor. Someone might get thunder resistant like coat. You know,
oh man, check it out. There's 5 things in there, and there's 5 of us.
Oh, look at
that.
What else? My initial reaction was just to arm sweep it into the bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm sorry.
Pushed.
2 more things. They're instruments. In case you decide to learn the craft. There is the specific. It's like almost kind of like an actual, like a pointed blade. As far as you can tell, this looks like it's actually what you put like some kind of. It has like a little spot that kind of looks like a staff on it, where you'd put like the stone to enchant the staff. It looks like whatever this is, it transfers the energy of one item and puts it in the material. The other thing that you have is essentially what looks like it almost looks like a bag of holding, but you can see through it, and it looks like it's specific material that maybe if you were like dyeing the leather in or something like that, like this actually helps it press against it. So instead of it specifically dyeing colors, you're dyeing the actual magic into the weaves. So you at least have some stuff you said to learn the trade.
Okay. Can only magic users know the trade?
Not exactly. So if you're a magic user, you can learn the trade quicker. If you're a non-magic user, you can still learn the trade. It's going to take you a longer time because you're starting off at square one.
Right. Okay.
So it's essentially how quickly do you want to kind of jump into it. Still, I would say learning the trade, even if you got great checks and you're spending every off time doing it, it would still take you about 20 days to learn the basic set of the trade. probably about 100 days to master it. And I would say that you would spend every day that I ask you guys, what are you going to do? You would only take that time to practice the trade.
Bam.
Because this is a high skill that only about 1% of the whole realm knows what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because this isn't enchanting weapons. This is enchanting clothing.
Right.
When you enchant clothing, there's no limit to what you can do to it. You can keep enchanting it over and over again. You can keep saying like, well, it's a fire-resistant coat. Now I can weave like a thunder paisley pattern into it, and then I can put like this mithril underlining of the coat. Like you can keep adding on to it. With it, like an enchanted cold axe, once you re-enchant it, it loses its cold properties because you're reforging it.
Okay.
Is there any way for us to figure out if the cloaks that were on the statues are already enchanted, or do they just look like does the fabric at least match to where we could be like, this might have been made out of the same thing? Like,
I would say the only person who could tell me that with a check would be Xander.
hey, yo, Xander, does this look the same?
I'm also going to put the tools in the bag. In my bag.
Xander, you can give me a Arcana check on the materials that are on the mannequins.
I suck at Arcana really bad. I could do.
Well,
really
he
good.
said you're the only person that.
So
can
the
do
reason
it, so.
the reason why is because none of you are mages. He's the
Right.
closest thing to a mage. So none of you would have the
well,
knowledge to investigate it, no matter
give
what
it a
your
whirl.
Arcana is. Okay.
We'll give it a whirl. No whammies.
Did you grab Lucky?
No.
Whoa.
9. As far as you can tell, the specific stuff on them, it seems like it's like basic stuff. It still looks great and could get you a good penny if you decide to take it. But as far as you can tell, it's specifically not enchanted because there was no reason to do it. But you can't be perfectly sure.
Right. I say we grab it. If we don't die from holding it and take it.
Well, take into account there are 8 mannequins.
Get it checked.
Each one has a certain weapon to it, so it depends on how much you want to carry. You can't
How
just
much
like
can we put in the suitcase?
in the suitcase. Suitcase is a standard bag of holding. I'm pretty sure you got that pretty full. I'd probably say the bag of holding, if you decide to say I want to put all these clothes in it, that'd probably max it out.
Well, Helga can put one on and then just like put some on like over her shoulder like a scarf. She's pretty big, so if we need extra like carrying space.
But take into account these are full length coats with hoods. You're putting it over your shoulder, that's longer than a scarf. You draping it over your shoulder.
Okay.
Like it's gonna look like you're clearly stealing.
Well, I mean, if we divvy them out, I mean.
Now, yeah, if you guys decide to say everyone throw one on, sure.
How many mannequins are there again?
There's 8.
8. Yeah, because if we
So
all
that'd
put
be
one
three
on,
extra.
And each one has an
throw 3 of
item.
them in the...
Do one of them look particularly Mixus sized? Otherwise, we're gonna lose Mixus in the coat.
There is one that is a halfling. Would be a little bit big on Mixus, but it only drag like a little bit.
It'll slow me down.
Oh, we can put that one.
Perfect. That one's for Mixus.
Excellent.
So,
Okay, so I'm assuming
break soon.
then that we're putting 3 into the luggage. We're all donning one, and we're grabbing 2 others to go
Yeah,
give to
no,
Fierna
I'll
Mixus.
just I'll just carry the other 2 like regular. They'll Mixus one and.
All right, for me to track this, then I need to figure out what everybody's going to be wearing. So, first off, we're going to start off with Renora. Roll me a D8, please.
Oh
D8.
boy. Well,
D8.
Xander rolled a 2, so
Xander got
that
a 2.
one's gone, right?
Oh, well, that. Oh,
1.
That was earlier.
1. Xander, D8.
We all get ones.
Yep.
We fight over the same.
Actually, that's not D8.
The 3 of us are just triplets, and we're like, well, shit.
Just choose the lucky number that
I
I.
swear
All
to
right.
God, I
So-
roll a 3 and I'm fucking leaving. Just on camera.
Finra, roll me a d6 because we're eliminating 2 out of it.
Ooh.
5.
5.
Nice.
Helga, roll me a d6.
I rolled a 3 because, of course.
Of course you did.
Just the dice of
And
destiny.
Mixus a d4, please. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't need to roll one. We got one for you because it's the only one that fits. Sorry.
It was
Okay.
a 1 anyways.
Okay.
So
All right. So let me do this. We're gonna. So while I'm matching everything up, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. Everybody do their bio break, and then once we get back, I'll let you know what you're wearing. So
All right.
we'll be right back.
one
Stay
got
tuned.
4.
Four can go on the back.
All right, we are back. So, for what we got for everyone. All right, for Renora, you have a cloak that gives you a +1 in all magic spells. Xander, you have a spell sniping cloak. All spells you fire off with this have an extra 100 feet of range.
Nice.
oh, nice. Super nice.
Finra, the cloak you have allows you to be immune to paralyzed, charm, petrification.
Ooh.
Helga, yours specifically gives you advantage on wisdom and intelligence checks and saving throws.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
This one's
You
mine.
need that.
Shut up, Xander.
And Mixus, the smaller one, specifically allows you to be able to roll charisma checks and charisma saving throws with advantage, along with also giving you a +1 to all saving throws that you can see.
There you go.
So if someone's like throwing a dagger at you, you got a +1 to your dexterity saving throw.
Sweet.
Yep, and then we've got 3 that went into the bag of holding. 'Cause sweet.
Okay. So what are we doing now then?
But we were still by where the big door was.
Yep.
We were trying to
So
find a
the rest of
hidden
us,
door.
I'm assuming we went to find Fierna and Mixus to give them their cloaks.
I'm assuming. Yep.
Yeah. We'll
We're
just
trying to
squat it up.
find a hidden door.
Yep.
That's what we're trying to do.
Trying to find a hidden door or trying to open a hidden door?
No.
Find a hidden door.
That big door over there leads out somewhere outside, probably. And so there's got to be another door. So we're looking for one. You want to help?
Is the door that she's talking about on that map from the journal that Renora gave me?
It is. It's the one that leads you outside to the beach on the west of the northern villages.
Yeah, it looks like this one leads to the beach. Is there the other door that she's talking about? Where that one
A
leads?
different one. We're trying to find a different one.
Oh, okay.
We're
Yeah,
looking
is there
for a hidden door. That's why I asked if you wanted to help find the hidden door. Because there has to be another hidden door.
Does
Why?
there? And then I'm just gonna like look at the map.
As far as you can tell,
No.
there's no other doors. Looks like the only way to get into this sanctum is either through this steel door or the way you guys came, which is through the actual residence.
The doorway that we came into this room was hidden, right? Initially.
Correct. You came in
Okay.
through the secret latch underneath the pond.
But
No,
the doorway
not-
to get into the room that we're in right now, I
Oh,
kicked
yes.
over the pipe.
Well, to get into the
Okay.
the office, yes, you had to kick over the pipe, and it deactivated the illusion of the mirror.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know,
There
I
would
think
be
if
another
it-
thing.
If there was another hidden door, I would assume it would be on the
Yeah.
map because this is on the map. If this door was hidden.
Oh,
Weren't there two
So-
mirrors? Maybe it's behind the other mirror.
Well, there are plenty of mirrors, but they're still functional.
So the steel door that we want to get into is on the map that shows there's an entrance from the beach to this room, and that's how you get through the steel door. Is that what I'm understanding?
Correct. So the way that the steel door is
Okay.
the way the steel door is designed is it doesn't stop people from leaving, stopping people from getting in. So the steel door is locked. You just don't see where the actual unlocking mechanism is because it's on your side. So you just did good enough check to find it.
Okay.
so you're telling me there's no more secret doors?
No, sorry.
No.
That would have been so much fun. But it was an adventure. Now this place is boring.
Well, adventure time's over.
Well, it's not quite yet. I've actually got some names that might help us find this assassin.
Oh, yeah, she found things.
Ooh.
So, I remember a long time ago hearing about him, and he goes by the Laughing Man. Not a fun person to find.
Not a ha-ha laughing man.
Not a ha-ha laughing man. If you find him,
Oh, ha, ha,
you will probably breathe your last breath. But I've got a list of names. Some are crossed off, which I think our friend upstairs, the couple, is on this list. But there are 3 others. I was looking it over, and there's this name Sinnot. His name's circled, so I'm thinking we should start there and see if he's still alive. If he is, maybe set up a trap for this person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try out.
Does anybody know anything about this? Like where this guy is? I'm just gonna look around.
Or any
everybody.
other rumors about the Laughing Man?
Can't
I'll allow
say
everyone
I
to give me.
have.
I'll allow everyone, including Fierno, to give me an investigation check, even though you already did.
17.
Hey, I have my cloak. I get advantage of this now.
Nah, fear no, you got a 4, honey.
Oh, did I?
Oh, you don't get advantage on it. You get advantage. You don't.
Oh,
You don't get advantage on it.
did. You got a 17.
Even with my cloak, that gives me
18.
advantage on intelligence checks and
Intelligence checks and intelligence saving throws, not intelligence ability checks.
Oh, okay.
So, saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect your stats
Oh.
that are intelligence. It's just an intelligence check and intelligence saving throw.
Okay, I think we're doing investigation or intelligence.
Investigation.
Investigation.
Oh, okay.
No, I got my cloak abilities mixed up. I got a 14. I don't know about anybody else.
18.
All right, so
So-
DC is 17, so a lot of you got it. This gentleman's synth, you all would know information from different sources or going around. You do know that this is someone who specifically is a nobleman who lives in Mount Khalid. He's not very secretive. He has a very public lifestyle. Extremely rich. almost so much so that he doesn't need to live in Mount Glade, but he wants it, kind of like chooses to be the big fish in a small pond kind of a thing. And he has been rumored to be, let's just say, a straight asshat, especially to the two dwarfs in Mount Glade.
Oh.
Other than that, you don't really know too much. You do know that he was like a major rumor, especially Fëanor, you would know this, is that his name does have a familiarity. You know that he has probably you think he's been kind of like a politician for the Order way back when. It didn't occur to you till you started thinking about now that he was like one of the actual people who once maybe lived on the island, on the floating island. So, put two together, you think a lot of these people on this list are probably running from something, or at least decided to take their money and run, and decided to say, let's leave with what we got, and now it's coming to bite them in the ass.
I'm sorry, did you say what race Sanat was? Or no?
I did not say.
Okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. That's all.
Since his knowledge isn't necessarily hidden, he's a tiefling.
Okay.
Ooh. Yes.
What color tiefling?
Red. Red.
Bad.
It's a fair question.
Why do you gotta be about color?
I'm telling you. I'm saying. Why does it matter? I mean,
There's thousands of tieflings. I just want to get.
You got your
Yeah,
facts.
now who's drinking haterade over here? God damn.
Haterade.
Everybody.
everybody be drinking that haterade.
I was making a joke.
Don't drink
Jokes are supposed to be funny. I don't
Oh,
find
wow.
it funny.
Rawr.
I'm
Fun,
gonna put their crabby pants on today.
for fun little tidbit. When I worked at a job when I was managing a certain company, I will not say. I was so bored sometimes that I decided to actually change the labels on certain things. So I did make a Gatorade bottle and I rewrote it as Haterade. I took a empty Windex bottle and I wrote it as Bitch Be Gone. And then I took an empty Tylenol bottle and I wrote it as Chill Pills. And that's what I would tell people. Like, take your chill pill. And if one of my employees was pissing off, like, hey, don't make me spray the bottle.
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
I love it.
So it sounds like we're heading off to Mount Gilead in the morning.
Oh, the big mountain?
Renora, did we want to stop back and get any of that extra fabric from that craft room, considering what we found?
You found fabric?
Yeah, I guess it's probably magical or something.
Or has the potential to be, at least.
Yeah. Might
Yeah,
as well.
I could check to see if it's magical.
Sure. Yeah.
I
You
can
want to
do
come with
that.
us? Okay.
I can do that.
Then we'll
Can you
double
get
back to the craft room.
Can you get into any of those locked rooms that we found?
They're all unlocked.
Oh, they're all unlocked now. Okay. MBD.
Yeah, so I guess Renora and Helga will go back with Mixus to the
Okay.
craft room.
Mixus, you can give me an Arcana check on the fabrics.
Do detect magic. Either one.
Or detect magic, you can do that too. Yeah.
Solid.
Okay, so if you do
detect magic.
you do detect magic, you do notice that they're not already kind of enchanted, but they're already set with they're already kind of like sewed as if like you can already weave in enchantments to it without having to just start off at a blank pace. Like, it's like the canvas is already preset. Now you just got to start getting your paints.
These are totally prepped. They don't have any magic in them, but they're prepped.
Yep.
Ready for magic.
Sweet.
Cool. And I'll just try to fit what I can into
I was gonna say, I could carry some of the fabric too. Like, physically try and carry some of it.
Well, all right. So the fabric itself is on giant spools. So probably not. Like this is like going to. This isn't like going to like Joann's and getting like small rolls. This is like going over to like Home Depot and like pulling off like a giant spool of like things.
Oh, okay.
Industrial size.
Yeah.
Is there a scrap bin?
Yeah. Is there?
Under the sewing desk.
All right, Mixus, evens or odds?
Evens.
Even Stevens.
There's a craft bin. I will have each one of you roll me a d20 just to see how much we can grab as a team in a craft bin and fit in it.
Scrap bin.
We're gonna have to buy a house now. We're just gonna have to, or steal somebody's house. I don't know.
Oh man.
We're going to take the total number, and I'm going to figure out what you guys get. So let's see. We got 4, 12.
Scraps, right? They're like scraps of ones that we can fit.
No, none of these are scraps. Like, all the scraps have already been used. These are full, like...
Oh, because I asked if there was a scrap bin.
Well, there's a scrap.
Scraps.
There's a scrap bin. What we're rolling for to see how many pieces you guys can cut and fit in the scrap bin.
Oh, okay. Makes. Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
So we got
All
4.
right.
So 16, 18. Looks like
I
we
got
got
an
8, and then we got 7, 15, 16, 30. And what'd you get, Renora? Oh wait, I see
I
it too.
got.
All right, so I'm gonna say that you guys are able to fit. In a total amount, I'd probably say, as far as cloth, if you guys decide to make full wardrobes, you have enough cloth to make full two people's worth of long clothes, as a full coat, or maybe 2 people worth of a shirt and pants. I didn't hear that, sweetie.
How many yards is that? Because we'll just count yards.
Jesus.
I'm gonna say we got total of 20 yards.
Okay, I'm gonna find the scissors and just start cutting.
Okay, just start cutting the
Gave
things.
a whole bunch of cosplayers a whole room of crafting supplies. We need to know the yards. We need to know what trim there is.
Is there anything in the desk of the sewing machine?
There's no sewing machine in this room.
Or okay. It's medieval
Just
times.
go
It was hand
find-
sewing.
I'm just gonna start. I want to just start taking like.
You're going to
pieces
town.
A
Can
little
we
bit
do
of
this?
pieces from each of the different roles, because you never know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with all that, we'll just say you got the 20 yards of miscellaneous.
Yeah.
We'll say it's all high quality.
Shiny. Can I take these scissors too, please?
Sure. You got scissors. You got
Stabby the child running with the
Mixus
scissors, please.
Mixus has acquired craft scissors.
I have a spoon. I have scissors.
Need a
Yeah.
fork.
Fear
just
not, that's a
collecting
child running with sharp objects. She's on you.
I'm not a child.
She's-
Fine.
How old are you?
Don't know. Lost count.
Old enough.
Old enough.
Facts.
Oh, like 8.
I'm older than you.
Oh, high
Yeah.
five,
I'm older
Xander.
than you.
Yeah, my people tend to not live that long, so yeah, probably.
Okay, well, so don't call me a child, because I probably have shoes that are older than you.
Oh.
Child.
It's like aged wine versus aged ale.
Aged milk.
Yes. Lord. Okay.
I don't know. I'm
So are we
pretty old.
heading back to the...
that
Anyways,
we're
are we
staying
going
in?
to the beach?
You mean the
Area?
mountain?
We didn't figure out how to get out of this.
Well,
we can't go
someone
out that door.
anybody can give me another investigation check. If it's somebody who already did it, it'll just be a higher DC. Otherwise, someone else can do it.
16.
16. You do look around. You do find it's hidden behind some storage. You kind of push it back. You do kind of see there's a sliding lever as you do. The door itself actually kind of like withdraws into itself and kind of like reduces in size by like an inch off of each size magically as it becomes loose from the wall, and you can pull it or push it either way.
I found it. So she's just gonna she'll
A
push it
broken
open.
clock hits its number at least twice a day.
Yep.
Got it.
That was my second chime. You guys are screwed for the rest of the time.
Excellent. Is the beach like just outside of town, or is it a bit of a trek?
So this specific beach, from the town itself to get to where this is probably about a 10-minute walk.
Okay.
Not bad.
So it's not too far away.
Awful.
And where this is, like, kind of like leads you underneath a cliff, and then it's about 100 feet into the rockway until you actually find yourself on the beach. You do hear people up top on the northern village. No one notices that you're there.
Could we not have gone back the way we came in?
It's totally up to you. You do not. You.
I mean, we
you
could
are-
have.
It's,
I wanted to go back the way we came in.
okay. Well, you can head back the
So-
way you can head back the way you came before the door relocks itself.
I'll go with Renora just so she's not by herself, because
Okay, so we're separating the group.
Before they leave, I just want to shout out, you may not want to walk out with those fancy new jackets in front of all the guards.
Yeah, like you walk in,
Just saying.
you walk in in just regular clothing, and then you walk out like looking like ballers. No, we couldn't figure out
I came
anything.
here like this. I
Yeah.
don't know what you...
yeah.
Anything.
There's like gold chains
You know,
everywhere,
we're a little
clothes.
stumped here. We'll have to figure this out. We'll talk to you later. All right.
Honestly,
Duh,
yeah.
I came in with this. Don't you remember? Right? You know.
Right? They love this for us.
You remember me?
Yeah.
I've been here the whole time.
Especially Helga, who just wears like furs and now she's covered in this long coat. Like, yeah, it was totally. Come on, you can't remember this?
Evidence.
Yeah. You know,
The only thing
Renora, this is why we keep her
I'm
around.
still
She's-
doing it. Me, Sarah hates it. Renora, fuck it. She doesn't care. I wish
Helga's
she
listening
did.
to Fee because
really wish
she's
she
not
did.
that.
Xander.
So back up by the atrium side, there was a lever up there by like the swing.
Yep.
I don't know if we ever actually did anything with that.
You did not.
Ooh. So knowing that, I think my camera froze.
Team
totally did.
Froyo!
F.
Do you
I
tell us
would,
that?
yes, I would tell you that. I say, I think there's still one last thing we could do. There's a lever up top by the atrium before we came down by the swing. We could totally explore that.
Lead on, we'll follow.
There
All
makes this
right,
another
and-
adventure for you. Another
Adventure
mystery.
All right. So everybody's heading back.
Magnificent one.
At least he's trying to have fun.
People are dead. I don't think this is supposed to be fun.
But we're
Yay, dead people!
investigating
Alright.
and we're
Are
figuring
dead.
out everything.
DM, do you mind if I reset my camera quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Just to find all kinds of things.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay,
Cool.
so is everybody doubling back? Or...
For now.
Yeah,
Adventure.
okay, cool.
Follow the magnificent one.
Haha.
Hello, magnificent.
If we all wear cloaks, then who's to say that we didn't come in looking like this? I mean, honestly.
Mage cloaks in a mage's house.
Yeah.
Dead
What,
mage.
Can I ask
think
what
it's fine.
color are the cloaks? Are they all like yellow or they're silver?
They're different. So
Just curious.
So Renora, yours is specifically blue with hints of purple in it. Xander, yours is green with hints of gold.
Whose was the first one?
Renora.
Nora's.
Oh, okay.
Since I had to reset my stuff too, what are we talking about?
Color of the cloaks.
Yeah. I said if we're all wearing cloaks, then who's to say we didn't come in wearing them? My cloak
let's
is blue
see.
with purple. Xander's is green with gold.
Finra, yours is specifically black with silver. Helga, Helga, yours is green with silver. And Mixus, yours is red with orange.
Great. Well, we all stick out like sore thumbs. I love it.
Well, these are all
I dress
supposed
like
to
this
be.
every day. I don't know.
These are also the outfits for mages that are very, very, very sophisticated. So bold colors, bold styles.
That makes sense.
Everybody has a similar pattern, though. Everybody's secondary color is what is the weave that is enchanted into the clothing, and it's all a similar paisley style. They all had a one kind of style that they use for everything. So everybody has like the same style coat, where it's like a high collar, long drape, faded around the body. Different depending on if it's a female body or a male body, depending on who's wearing it. Like for example, Renora, yours is blue with purple, so the coat itself is blue. The magical part of it that gives you the magic increase is the purple paisley that's sewn into it.
Okay.
And they all have hoods too,
Awesome.
whether or not you want them up or down.
Jedi robes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, we've been sorted into our Harry Potter houses.
That too.
Strangely enough, I am Ravenclaw, so.
Amanda's just a Death Eater. That's her house.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Wow. Oh, thank you. All right.
Okay.
Now onward.
Pull the lever!
Yes.
Okay, see,
we
so
go
is
all the way
does
up?
everybody go back to the house?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go investigate the other.
Okay. So
Swing
if you
lever
guys are all back
thingy.
up, when you pull the lever, the pond starts dropping back down, and it starts going back in its lock position. Once it locks, you all hear a sound come back from the actual suite, the bedroom.
Okay. To the bedroom! To the suite!
Anyone want fish?
Oh, leave the party.
Wow!
Nope.
All right.
No one's gonna feed them. The people who lived here are dead. They're gonna starve to death.
No,
You're just
someone will
gonna
find
eat
them a
them
good
raw?
home.
Alive?
I mean, there is
I
this
just
new
might.
thing called sushi that they've introduced.
I don't trust it.
I'm just saying, they're gonna starve to death anyways.
Can't we
Oh.
just set them free?
Oh my god.
If you could find a way, Mixus.
You guys do that. I'm gonna go to the suite. To find
Yeah,
out
I'll
what the click
follow.
was.
Yep.
Nover.
I'm just hungry. Helga gets hangry, okay?
Just eat the fish then.
Are you gonna eat the fish?
No,
Got-
because Mixus is gonna have a conniption if.
Why do you care?
She might be talking to the fish. Okay. She's
yeah,
trying
it's
to get
not
to
like
know
you're
him.
friends with Mixes.
Right.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
Helga, do what you want to do. I mean, don't let someone dictate your life. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Oh no, clearly not. No. Why
There
would I
might
let
be
someone
food
do that?
upstairs.
It's fine.
All right. So we're leaving the fish alone.
Yes.
Okay, Gollum.
Okay.
The fish are saved from the.
Okay. To the
For
bedroom.
now.
What was the click?
Okay, so you all head to the bedroom. You do find out that the actual the cabinetry is actually disappeared, and now there is actually a hole in the room.
Magic.
Let's go through it.
Okay.
This house has lots of hidden doors.
As each of you walk in, you actually all of a sudden notice that you kind of like move through a veil of water, as immediately you get teleported into like a pocket dimension.
Spooky.
Oh no.
Pocket dimension.
Do you say that in character?
Yeah. That's Nora's reaction when we go through the veil to this pocket dimension.
So you're all in there.
Another secret tunnel.
You find, as you all go in there, the door kind of it doesn't like lock behind you, but the pocket dimension closes, as it's almost like once you go in, you got to finish the process before you leave. Once you stand there after a few seconds, things start summoning. You find two cradles, specifically steps that have candles on them that are ready to be lit. There's a statue roughly about 5 feet in height that has it's onyx, full black, has a female arms crossed, dagger-like fingers, cracked out, like broken, deformed 4 black wings. That's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Still so much to explore.
Yes.
So, you guys found a cradle for Kokobial.
I knew it!
Yay.
Snap.
Oh boy.
All right, so that is it for
Burn
the
it.
session tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for everybody who was chatting. And we will see you next week, Tuesday, for another session of Campaign 1.5, and then next Wednesday for Campaign 3.
Will it
And
be a Christmas edition?
we will have it as a Christmas edition.
Yes.
Oh.
Or holiday edition?
If
We can all wear holiday festiveness.
Yep, we could. Yeah, so make sure you stay tuned for those. And everybody have a good night and have a nice weekend.
Hey, Internet.